The Sealed Book of Mormon, chapter 99. And now, my beloved brothers and sisters, it is expedient in that which the Lord hath commanded me concerning the organization of this abridgment of the vision and words of the brother of Jared, and also those things which I have included herein of my own words, according as I have received them from the Holy Spirit, and also from the mouth of the Lord himself. Yea, it is expedient at the conclusion of this record that it is explained unto you that which must surely come to pass in the kingdom of God, in order for his plan to take its full effect upon all of his children. For behold, it hath been explained unto you that before any spirit is ready to enter into immortality and receive eternal life, through the resurrection of the body of flesh and bone, with the spirit matter from which we have been created, yea, it is necessary that we understand fully the plan of the Father in all things, and prove ourselves worthy of living in his kingdom, with a body that shall be the home of our spirit forever, never again being separated from it. Behold, the days of probation which we pass through during our sojourn in mortality, and also our observations and experience in the spiritual dimension that holdeth our spirits upon this planet while others journey through mortality, give us an indication of our worthiness and readiness to partake of the blessings of the resurrection. In other words, the 7,000 years of our confinement to this planet in mortality with flesh and bone, and in the spirit dimension as eternal matter, give us the opportunity to prove to ourselves that the kingdom of glory that we would exist in forever is just and proper for us according to our desires of happiness. And now, I have written much concerning our individual desires of happiness, and these desires pertain to each of us individually, according to our free agency to act in the state of independence in which we were created by the Father. And ye know from the experience that ye have, that each of us perceiveth happiness in our own way, depending on the gender that we have chosen for ourselves. Behold, even the gender that we choose for ourselves shall be according to each of our individual desires of happiness. And ye shall have those among you upon this earth who shall enter into mortality with the gender that they have chosen for themselves as a spirit. But when they begin to experience the effects and nature of the gender that they have chosen for themselves, they shall realize that this gender is not that which bringeth them joy. And these shall live trapped in mortality, in a body of flesh and bone, that doth not give unto them a complete fulfillment of the joy that they should feel. And in the latter days many of these shall take it upon themselves to change the manner of their dress, or with the technology that Satan shall introduce in those days, change the structure of their bodies from one gender to another. And there shall be those among you who lack the understanding and spirit of God, and ye shall mock these brothers and sisters of yours for desiring this change. But I say unto you, have they sinned against their Father for desiring that which would make them happy? Behold, they have not sinned, but ye who mock them and judge them unrighteously are those who sin against God. For ye are commanded to love them and do good to them, whether ye agree with their desires of happiness or not. And this hath been the cause of most of the hatred and misery among you in mortality, even your inability to understand the plan of the Father, in that it giveth unto all their free agency to act as they choose in their search for happiness. For behold, the purpose for our placement upon this earth is to find ourselves and understand who we are, and more importantly, find that which bringeth happiness unto us. And now, in order for any of us to come to a realization of ourselves and our individual desires of happiness, we must have certain rights to pursue this understanding, and we must also be provided with the proper means and environment in which this search might be performed in fairness and equity for all. And this is the reason for the gospel of Jesus Christ. Behold, his message was one that, if followed, would provide us fairly and equally with the environment that we would need to find ourselves. And for this same reason, he shall come down upon the earth and establish his gospel throughout the world, thus creating this environment for all of the children of God. For behold, during the first 6,000 years of our mortality, as Lucifer made his attempts to show us that his plan would create for us this environment, very few of us were able to come to the certain realization of who we are and what our happiness is, and the reason why most of the children of men shall fail to come to this self-realization during these first 6,000 years is because they do not have the environment in which they can know these things. Behold, all the spirits of the children of men are motivated in their works, or in the choices that they make according to their free agency, by certain needs of the flesh. And before the needs of the spirit can be satisfied, these fleshly needs must be satisfied. Behold, all animals which have been placed upon this earth, both for our instruction and also for our happiness, have the same needs of the flesh as the children of men. Nevertheless, these creatures of a lower order do not have the same spiritual needs, because they are not children of God, and do not have the desire to know themselves and pursue their own individual desires of happiness. Yea, these act in the order of nature in which they have been placed by God to be led instinctually in the works which they accomplish in mortality by the commands which God hath placed in their bodies of the flesh. And the basis of their works, or the reason for their instincts, which are these commands that God hath placed in them, is to fulfill these lower needs of the flesh. Behold, if there existeth an environment around a spirit that is confined to the order of mortal flesh, then the needs of the flesh begin to take precedence over the needs of the spirit, because the desires of the flesh are strong and enticing. And for this reason the children of men seek for the things of the flesh before they seek for the kingdom of God. And now the plan of Lucifer doth not provide a fair environment in which all might equally receive the fulfillment of the needs of the flesh, so that all might concentrate more fully upon the desires of the spirit. For this reason, we as supposed rational beings act contrary to the nature of our spirits, which spirits were created in the image of God, who is righteous. And by acting contrary to our holy natures, we bring upon us our own unhappiness and misery. For while we are seeking to satisfy the lower needs of the flesh, we do nothing to satisfy the higher needs of the spirit. And when our environment doth not allow us to find the means to satisfy the lower needs of the flesh, then we are constantly engaged in seeking satisfaction of these needs, which satisfaction is only temporary, causing the needs of the flesh to continue with us, unsatiated and seeking always to be fulfilled. And now, since it was the desire of the Father from the beginning to give us the opportunity to satisfy the needs of the Spirit, which was the order of creation in which we were created by him in the beginning, therefore he hath commanded that we be given the opportunity in the flesh to know those things that we must do to satisfy the higher needs of the Spirit. For this reason, holy prophets have been sent throughout the world in all periods of time upon the earth to teach us the proper ways in which we can fulfill the needs of our spirits. And during the millennium, or the last 1,000 years upon the earth, all of our lower needs shall be met by the government and laws that the Lord shall establish throughout the world. When all or our lower needs are met, then we will exist in an environment where we can concentrate completely upon the needs of our spirit, so that we can come to know ourselves, and also that we might more fully understand and realize the needs of our individual happiness. And after we have come to this self-realization, then we shall know without a doubt that the kingdom of glory that the Father hath prepared for us is the only kingdom of glory in which we could live forever and experience eternal peace and happiness. And now the Spirit constraineth me that I should write upon this last plate of ore, which is the last one that I have been able to make with my own hands, ore being scarce, and also because I have lost the mould and the pattern that I received of my father to make more plates. Yea, even for many years have I hidden from the Lamanites, that I might not be destroyed before I complete the work which the Lord hath given me to do. And Timothy and Mathonihah have taken the plates of Nephi, and also the record of the brother of Jared. And I have still with my person these plates, which my father and I made with our own hands, and also the interpreters which I have used to read the great words of the brother of Jared, and which shall be used to translate this record. But except for these things, I have none of the records with me. Behold, if the Lamanites were to find me and these records, then they would destroy them. And for this reason Timothy and Mathonihah have taken the records of my people, and will do with them what the Lord shall command them. And I know that they shall hide them up, so that they shall not be discovered until the Lord shall call for them in his own due time, to prove to the children of men that all of his words are true, which have been written by my Father and me. Behold, when the Lord cometh in his glory, he shall uncover all things, and show unto the children of men that which he hath done for their salvation. And when the Lord shall present unto the world the records of my people, then shall ye know that the record of my Father is true, and ye shall also know that this record which I shall seal up is true. And because of the things which are written herein, many of you who have mocked these things shall weep and wail and gnash your teeth, because of that which ye would not accept when it was given unto you in plainness. And now the room on this last plate is scarce, therefore let me return once again to the explanation that the Lord hath commanded me to write hereupon concerning the realization of the Spirit. And now these lower needs, which are the basic needs of the flesh, are the desire to satisfy our hunger and our thirst, which hunger and thirst are caused because of the flesh, and our desire to rest the flesh, and sleep to maintain our strength, which is debilitated by the lusts of the flesh, and our desire to satisfy the cravings of sex, which are set within us that we might fulfill the measure of our creation, and multiply and replenish the earth with the mortal bodies necessary to house the spirit children of God. And it is also a need to preserve our lives and feel safe in the environment in which we exist. For this reason, the birds have nests, the foxes have holes, and the children of men search for a place upon the earth that they can make their home and feel safe within its walls. Now, these lower needs are also instinctual or programmed into our flesh, as they are in all of the animals that God hath put upon this earth. Behold, when these are not satisfied, we may feel sickness, irritation, pain, and discomfort, which are the effects of the wants of the flesh commanding us to satisfy these basic needs. Behold, these feelings motivate us to alleviate them so that we might establish a homeostasis, which is the balance and order of nature in which we were created. Yea, once we have reached the homeostasis of the flesh, then we will begin to concentrate more fully on the things of the Spirit, which things separate us from the other animals that have been placed in the same order of nature in which our mortal bodies have been placed. Behold, I have already explained unto you that the countenance of the Father can be seen in a child, and that upon entering into mortality as a newborn infant, we are born in the semblance of the Father in all things which are spiritual. And when ye look upon the countenance of a child, ye shall see the potential of your spirits. For behold, we were spawned from eternal parents who are righteous, and these infants are innocent from the beginning, and depend upon others to provide them with the fulfillment of these lower needs of the flesh, that they might grow and gain experience. And in the beginning of our mortal lives, our natures were trustworthy, and given to love and forgiveness and tenderness and mercy. Yea, nothing compareth in spiritual satisfaction than the smile and attitude of a child. Behold, a child is prone to growth and to love, which it instinctively pursueth, enticed by the spirit within the flesh. And while the needs of our flesh were being met, we remained in this state. Nevertheless, when these needs are thwarted and not fulfilled, then we seek by whatever means we might find available to satisfy these needs. And thus doth the innocence of human nature turn selfish and self-serving, and the fruits of the flesh begin to manifest themselves in our search for the fulfillment of these lower needs. And in the pursuit of these needs, we lose the innocence that we once had as a child, and the cycle of our misery and destruction followeth in the constant need to satisfy these lower needs of the flesh. Yea, war and murder and deceit and lies and lasciviousness and all manner of sin beginneth to overcome the spirit, because of the desires of the flesh to be satiated. And these things are contrary to the happiness of our spirits, which spirit desireth peace and happiness and love. Yea, a man doth not sin to be happy, but he sinneth only to satisfy the needs of the flesh. And when the needs of the flesh are satisfied, then he feeleth a moment of joy in the satisfaction of his fleshly need. But afterwards he is left empty, and again desireth the satisfaction of the flesh, because this temporary happiness is all that he knoweth and understandeth. Nevertheless, his spirit constantly yearneth for fulfilment. Yea, it desireth to be loved by others and accepted and appreciated for what it offereth to those who love and accept this man. Now, these are the higher needs of the spirit, even that a man be loved and accepted by others. And if this man, in a desire to satisfy the needs of his flesh, is involved with others who have the same desire, then there is a bond created, or a love generated between them that fulfilleth the need of the spirit. Therefore there existeth a bond between a parent and a child in the satisfying of these needs. But as the child groweth, the needs of the spirit remain, and the child searcheth for the fulfilment of these needs. And for this reason the children of men divide themselves into families and communities and cities and nations, wherein the need for love and belonging is satisfied. But when they have divided themselves in this manner, then they begin to place the needs of their own family and their own community and their own city and their own nation above the same needs of other families and other communities and other cities and other nations. And in this way do the wars and contentions begin among the children of men. And when the children of men have satisfied the desire of their heart to belong to a group or a club or a gang, which have desires like unto their own, yea, when they are comfortable therein, then they begin to seek to satisfy the need to be recognized above another, or acknowledged in some special way that alloweth them to stand out in their group, thus assuring themselves of their own worth. And now, this is the reason that the children of men seek for the honour and the glory and the power of the world. For behold, they have been convinced by the very nature of their desires for self-realization that in order for them to be accepted and recognized as an individual, they must be exalted above another, showing forth their value and thereby justifying their existence. Behold, for this reason the children of men seek after the fine things of the world, and money, and those things which would define them as rich and prosperous. And when they are rich, then they can look down upon the poor, and further exalt themselves above another, so that they might feel good about themselves. And after this spiritual need of acceptance and belonging is met, even when a man feeleth that he is accepted and honoured within the group to which he belongeth, then it becometh his desire to be loved. Yea, the spirit hath the need to be convinced that that which it doeth is righteous and good, and is accepted as righteous and good by those from whom it seeketh this love. And now, after all these lower needs are met, or when a man hath gained for himself a security in the things of the flesh, and also a security that he is loved and accepted by others, then he shall be left unto himself to find out his true nature, or the desires of happiness that determine who he truly is. And it is in this state when a man beginneth to search for the promptings of the Spirit within him, or in other words, it is in this state of security that he seeketh for the reason of his creation, or why he existeth. Now, these promptings of self-realization are fruits of the Spirit, for behold, our spirits were created in the image of our Father. And when we were created, we began to experience the effects of our creation, or we began to grow in knowledge and experience. And since we were born of God, then it must needs be that we become like him. And it is this thing that our spirit whispereth to us all the days of our lives. Behold, again I say unto you, this is life eternal, that ye know the only wise and true God, and Jesus Christ whom he hath sent. He who hath wisdom, let him understand. And now, my beloved brothers and sisters, The essence of the gospel of Jesus Christ is that ye know the Father, and in all the works of Christ he hath pointed us to the Father, giving glory to the Father in all things. And the commandments of Christ, which were given unto us by commandment of our Father, is that we should have the opportunity, we should all have the opportunity to know him. But in order to know him, we must first satisfy the needs of the flesh, as well as the needs of the spirit, as I have explained them unto you. And for this reason, when the Lord cometh in the glory of the Father, and dwelleth among the children of men upon the earth during the last 1,000 years, he shall provide for all the needs of the flesh, and also the needs of the spirit, that all might have an equal and fair opportunity to realize who they are, and that which are their true desires of happiness. And the Lord shall give food and clothing and shelter freely to all the inhabitants of the earth, according to the laws that he shall establish throughout the land. And the need for sex shall be taken away from all those who are not worthy of this blessing, which blessing is reserved for those who seek to use it to selflessly serve others by providing the materials necessary for the bodies of the children of God. And when these fleshly needs have been guaranteed unto us, then shall the Lord exalt those who have been abased, and abase those who have exalted themselves above others. And there shall exist no inequality among the inhabitants of the earth, for all shall see the Lord, who hath all the power of the Father, and they shall witness his example among them. And they shall see that he is approachable, and loving, and humorous, and kind unto all. Yea, they shall see that he shall labour with those who were once poor, because of the labour which they performed in the fields, and in the factories, and in the businesses of the rich. But all these merchants who have made themselves rich by the labour of the poor, and who have exalted themselves above others, shall be removed from off the earth. Yea, in that day we shall see the Lord abase himself before us, that all of us might be exalted above him. And now, when ye shall behold the self-abasement of the Lord, even the Son of God, that reigneth upon the earth in the glory of the Father, what then shall ye say of your glories and your honours, which ye received before he came into the world? Yea, when ye see the Son of God exalt the beggar, who begged all the days of his life for that for which he had no desire to work, what shall ye that are rich say then? And when he releaseth the prisoners of your prisons, who have defied your laws, which laws were based upon your desire to follow the plan of Lucifer instead of the plan of God, yea, when he bringeth these forth and exalteth them, and maketh them equal to all, then what shall ye say of your laws? Behold, in the day of the Lord shall all the inhabitants of the earth, who were once abased by those who exalted themselves above them, yea, these shall sing praises of joy unto the Lord, who hath given them the means by which they can find the happiness that is their purpose for their creation. And during the course of the millennium shall all the children of God come to know their Father through the Son, for he shall shine unto them as a perfect example of the Father. And the Father loveth all of his children, and is no respecter of any one above another. And thus shall the spiritual needs of all the inhabitants of the earth be fulfilled, so that they can know for themselves that they are all children of one God, even our eternal Father. And now, my brothers and sisters, even ye of the latter days that shall receive these things, ye now know that which is required of a man, that he might find joy and happiness in mortality. Therefore, why do ye prolong the days of mortality, and continue to live in pain and in misery and unhappiness, because your needs are not being properly met? Behold, ye have these things which I have been commanded to write unto you. And if ye understand these things, then seek to establish these things among you. Yea, seek to give to all the inhabitants of the earth the fulfillment of their needs. Make the poor rich, make the bond free, make the outcasts and imprisoned among you feel like they are important, and that they are your brothers and your sisters. For behold, if their needs are fulfilled, then no man or woman would have cause to do evil unto you and follow the plan of Lucifer, but shall rejoice in the plan of their Father, which can provide for them a constant state of happiness in all things. And now, throughout this record, I have shown unto you the effects of the children of men in their attempts to satisfy these needs of which I have spoken according to the plan of Lucifer. And ye have seen that when they seek to fulfill these needs selfishly, then there existeth great unhappiness upon the earth among you. Therefore become the children of God, and follow the plan that he hath established for you from the beginning, and ye shall be blessed by him. Behold, when the Father looketh upon a man, he doth not behold the evil works that this man hath done, but he beholdeth the infant child that he held in his arms upon its creation. Yea, the Father doth not see a murderer in the face of a man who hath slain another, nor doth he see the face of a sinner who hath wasted away the days of his mortality in exceeding sin. Behold, the Father seeth his child, whom he loveth and cherisheth with all of his soul. And when your own children have grown and become old like unto you, do ye not remember the times when they were young? Yea, do ye not remember the times when ye held them in your arms, and witnessed their tender smiles as they clung to you and depended on you for their happiness? Do ye not remember the young child who held your hand and sat upon your lap and put his head upon your shoulder, showing unto you the unconditional love that only a child can give? Yea, these things ye can remember. And which of your children, when they are old, shall ye not love because of the knowledge that remaineth in your heart of their youth? I say unto you, that the Father loveth all of his children in this manner, good or bad, rich or poor. He loveth them as he did when they were created. And for this reason he shall send his only begotten Son once again to the world, to save his children, and show unto them the exceeding greatness of this love which he hath for them. And the Lord shall turn the hearts of the children of men to their heavenly Father, and they shall yearn to know him and become a part of him. And it shall come to pass that after the last millennium hath passed away, even after the Lord hath cleansed the whole earth of its sin, and prepared it to receive the Father, yea, even after all these wonderful things shall come to pass among the children of men, then shall the greatest blessing of all come to pass. Then shall the day come that all the holy prophets have looked forward to since the beginning of time, in faith, having an eye single to the glory of the Father. Behold, at that time shall the very eternal Father and all of the eternal mothers who have created the spirits of all men come down upon the earth and receive their children upon their breasts, and talk with them, and coddle them, and laugh with them, and play with them. And we shall see our eternal parents as they truly are, and they smile upon us and receive us into their arms, where we shall weep because we have missed them, for these many years of our preparation to come home to them once again. Yea, great and glorious shall be the day when at last we are all once again reunited to the only family that we have ever been a part of, the eternal family of God.